Hey everybody, this is Tom at Talent Guitar Works, and today we're going to get into my favorite rant. And my rant involves acoustic guitars, but not just acoustic guitars, acoustic electric guitars. And as you can see, I've got my Takamine here, and I think I paid $400 for this guitar, used off a guy about 12 years ago. Well, last year I had to do what so many times has to happen to these guitars, and that's replace the onboard parametric EQ. Now, replacing onboard parametric EQs tends to be a hobby, and it becomes a hobby because none of these things work, it seems, more than 3 years, and everybody wants theirs fixed. Why? Because there's a big gaping hole in it if you don't fix it, or there's a chunk of plastic in it that doesn't work. I hate these things. I despise them. They drain 9-volt batteries to leak all over the inside of your guitar. And Piezo pickups, and this is the Piezo pickup, these things break continuously. The shop I used to work at used to order these by the dozen just to hang out with the little 1.5 millimeter pin at the end. These things are fragile, and they take, a Piezo pickup has got to have pressure to activate it. And they sit underneath the saddle on the bridge. And putting these things in and getting them to work and getting them to stay working, it's just a pain. Now, let's get into the fact that Piezo pickups sound like shit. They don't sound good. You can't show me a guitar that's got a Piezo in it and go, this sounds just like an acoustic guitar. Now, there's two things you could do to get your guitar, your acoustic guitar, if you're playing out, to sound good. And the first thing would be to mic it with two mics. One pointed at the sound hole, the other one pointed at the neck. And you could find this handy information online. However, that might be a little rough for most people. They want to do it in a studio. The second way to do it is with this little thing from Fishman. And this is the SBT-E transducer. And what this transducer is just a microphonic dot with some adhesive tape on it, and it gets mounted an inch below and an inch to the right of the saddle of the guitar where it's not on the braces. So this is actually picking up the vibrations from the top of the guitar where the acoustic's supposed to work. With the Piezo, again, you make this thing so it tries to be an electric guitar. And the F-hole ones with one volume and one tone, that just tries to take it one step further down the road of being an electric guitar, and it's not. If you want to EQ one of these guitars, and you notice there's a 3 or 4 band EQ on most of them, you pull the one with 250 hertz down to get the thumpiness out of it. Now, the direct box has totally annihilated most acoustic amplifiers. Just about everybody is running these things through the PA system. Look at the sound guy and say, pull down 250 hertz for me on this channel just a hair. You'll get rid of the thumpiness out of the guitar. You'll be able to dial it in, and even better yet, you don't have to carry around even more equipment. But these Fishman SBT pickups, no 9-volt battery. This is everything that comes in the box. The only thing you have to modify in the body of the guitar is the sound hole for the end pin jack, rather. And that's where your 1/4 inch plug will go into. That's it. Now, I wasn't a big fan of these, and I'm definitely not a big fan of classical guitars. But I had a customer bring in a classical guitar and say, I want you to put a Fishman SBT pickup transducer in my classical guitar. And I could feel the wave of nausea push over me. And then I said, yes, I'll do it. Good customer. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I was really critical. I thought, this is going to sound like ass. We put that in. He played it through the shop amp, and the shop amp's just a little tube amp, a little Fender Pro Junior, and it sounded pretty good. And I was like, that's a classical guitar using a transducer pickup. So there are a dozen more things I could get into. The location of where these EQs got placed over the years is just another one, because they moved around. They're not all here. Some are on the shoulder, some are on the slope, the inside slope of the bass pad of the guitar. Some are inside, the eclipses are inside the sound hole themselves. It just never ends. And there's so many modifications to them, it's pathetic. Now, if you order them online and you order the replacements that say Fishman all over them, you're going to find out you're getting them from China. They have licensed somebody in China to make those for some of the brands of guitars, and it's just a pain in the ass. And the pricing, even though the pricing is good, by the time you get it, you're pulling your hair out. And you might as well order two. If you're going to keep this system, order 2 or 3 of them and have them around, because they usually last about, what I've seen, 3 to 4 years. Now, let me get into the one that wins the prize. When I was at Uncle Wally's Guitar Shop here in Englewood as an apprentice and a journeyman, we tried to become a Martin repair facility, because the 2 repair facilities for Martin, one in Sebring and one in Fort Myers, both of the guys had medical problems going on from what I understood. They were terminally ill. They're no longer around as far as I know. I talked to the lady from Martin on the phone. She's very nice. And she said, well, we have a Martin repair facility in Orlando. And this is a problem with the United States and the geography of Florida. Orlando is a 4-hour ride one way from here without traffic. With traffic, you may need a hotel room. So that's not actually a luxury. And why this is important is a lot of guys that play the beach bars down here were playing Martins. Martin uses a Roland parametric EQ that goes into the guitar body, and it's got to be tuned with a computer program only provided by Martin to repair facilities sanctioned by Martin. I don't know how many Martin guitars I actually took the Roland EQ out of and replaced it with a Barkus Berry or a Fishman or what other brand was available. Because guys that are making their money playing these bars don't want to hear, I have to wait 6 months for my guitar, 6 weeks, or 6 days in some cases. And you know, a lot of them, yeah, they don't have 3 backup guitars. They're not that deep into playing them. They're out here playing the beach bars. The other thing I saw was that the Roland unit, and I'm a big Roland fan. I've got a ton of Roland shit. I've even got 2 Midas PA system, you know, the digital wireless PAs. But one of the mistakes is they use an open metal housing for their EQ system that goes in acoustic guitars. Anybody that lives down here knows salt air gets inside that really quick and starts corroding wires really fast. Some of the sealed plastic units work better down here, but once again, the unit that's not going to break down here is this one. So if I were to buy a high-end acoustic guitar and play out, which are both highly unlikely, it would be a Martin D35, and I would put one of these in there, and then I would allow the sound guy to adjust it on the board, let him work with the 250 hertz thump, and I wouldn't worry about it. But even on the market for the guitar amplifiers, the acoustics, it's getting to where the Acoustasonic, the Customs, the Trace Elliots, they all sound the same to me anymore. And it's all because of the Piezo pickups. So hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Leave your comments. We try to answer all of them. Take care.